Today we're looking at the best MTG creatures built for blocking. Start off with Athreos, the God of Passage. It is a black-white 1 generic 5/4. Now there's a little bit of assembly to required, because as long as your devotion to white and black is less than 7, it's not even a creature. However, whenever you do have that 7, this thing is absolutely indestructible. Sorry, this was actually like a loose start. I was really supposed to be starting, well, whenever another creature you control dies, return it to your hand unless target opponent pays 3 life. So though it makes other creatures also built for blocking. Now what I really wanted to start off the show though was with the Guard Gomazoa. This thing is a 3-mana 1/3 jellyfish, defender and flying. But you prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to Guard Gomazoa. It's obviously not gonna get into the red zone. It's got Defender, and it prevents all the damage. If you have like a 2020 creature, hopefully no trample, coming at the Guard Gomazoa, it just absorbs the whole thing. I guess like a jellyfish of some sort. I don't know how a jellyfish blocks. This thing is in the air. Jellyfish, not usually very good on land. All right, let's start off with Bacon Catbug's 100-handed one. Many hands on this one. It is a 4-mana 3/5 giant creature with vigilance. With white, 3 generic with monstrosity 3. That means whenever this creature isn't monstrous, you put 3+1/+1 counters on it, and then it's monstrous. It's bigger than it was before. As long as 100-handed one is monstrous, it has reach and can block an additional 99 creatures each combat. I'm just wondering, was it like a 2-handed one before? Or a 1-handed one? A 1-handed one, and then we give it monstrous, all of a sudden it has 100 hands. Because it's implying that if you can block... If I go monstrous and I can block a 99 more creatures and it's called the 100-handed one, then I guess it originally was a 1-handed one that could only block 1 creature. Am I getting that right? Am I getting that right or not? I don't know. Lewis says, is Plague Engineer count? You know what? When I play against Plague Engineer, it definitely counts. Plague Engineer is a 3-mana 2/2 carrier with Death Touch. And that's enough to stop me in my tracks. Now, it doesn't end there. As Plague Engineer enters the battlefield, you get to choose a creature type. And creatures of the chosen type your opponent's control, not even your own, get -1/-1. So you could name Carrier to shrink your opponent's other Plague Engineers. So usually what happens is you play Plague Engineer, you name the creature type from your opponent. Sometimes it's small enough that, you know, the Death Touch doesn't even matter. But even then, with this thing on blocking duty, I would never attack into it. Absolutely hate the Plague Engineer. Basically, the Plague Engineer sends a plague to my entire team. And then taunts it from the sidelines. Alright, we got our first super chat today coming out from Bacon Catbug. Thank you so much. Mog Fanatic, RP combat damage on the stack. So, I mean, if you want to talk about Mog Fanatic back in the year of, I don't know, what, 1998? Yeah, this card was better on attack, better on blocking. We have a red 1/1. Sacrifice Mog Fanatic. It deals 1 damage to target creature or player. These days, it's like not that good. Like, it's just a 1/1 that can sack itself for 1 damage. Back in the day, there was something called damage on the stack. Your opponent attacks with a 2/2. You block with Mog Fanatic. Mog Fanatic dies. Now, the damage upon death goes on the stack. Hasn't resolved yet. Imagine combat damage that has to resolve. That's how it worked back then. Oh, sorry. A Mog Fanatic wasn't dead yet. The damage goes on the stack. Mog Fanatic is in play. Then you sack the Mog Fanatic for an extra 1 point of damage to kill the 2/2 creature. These days, I think Mog Fanatic is poop. Okay, we got Mr. Nemo, Wall of Glare. Welcome everyone new to the show at the new time slot of 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Wall of Glare is a white 1 generic 0/5 wall. They can't attack, which means they're not by default, it's not going to be good at attacking. It's going to be better for blocking. Now, Wall of Glare may block any number of creatures each combat, just like the 100-handed one. Except, hey, look, come on, no hands. No hands, all glare. Okay, Lowry says, I guess in theory, anything with vigilance qualifies today. You got that right. If it's good at attacking and blocking at the same time, I would absolutely count that. Okay, Nerter. Swans? Swans of Bryn are goal, which reminds me, maybe I should have a show, creatures that will take a lot of damage, that can take a lot of damage. Okay, for Azorius 2 generic, we have a 4/3 bird spirit with flying. If a source you control would deal damage to Swans of Bryn Argol, prevent that damage. So it's like, you deal a whole ton of damage, and I mean, they're just laughing at it. It's as if it's just tickle them. Anyway, the source's controller draws cards equal to the damage prevented this way. That's insane! If you lightning bolt this thing, it turns into Ancestral Recall. Any being that harms them quickly learns its lesson. It's like, it's not indestructible, but it's basically indestructible. I mean, you can blow it up with Supreme Verdict, I guess. It's quite the card. Okay, Alpha Nerd with Hexmark Destroyer. Hexmark Destroyer is a black 4 generic 6/6 Necron with multi-threat eliminator. When I buy my Necrons, I make sure it comes with multi-threat eliminator. Hexmark Destroyer can't be blocked except by 6 or more creatures, so it's pretty good on attack, and it's got Unearth. Oh, I see, so you can block, and then you can get it back with Unearth. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Oh no, then it's not very good at blocking. This is a terrible blocker. How is this built for blocking? It will die, and then it can't be blocked except by... You got the opposite idea. This card is good at attacking, but not blocking. So I'll donate that super chat to Toilet Doc. Impervious Great Worm, which is a 10 mana 16/16. Oh, it has Convoke and Indestructible. It is just a big, gigantic dummy. It's like the Blob from, is it from X-Men? Maybe it's from X-Men. You know, basically, you can't... It's not going to trample over anything, but also you're not going to really trample over it either. It's going to be a standstill between the Impervious Great Worm and basically anything in front of it. Fletcher lies with Watchers in the Web. Watcher in the Web is a 5 mana 2/5 spider with reach. Watcher in the Web can block an additional 7 creatures each combat. It's basically a 100-handed one, except a spider. 8 arms. 8 arms, 8 blockers. But what have you tried, like... If you use every hand at once, then what hands are you using to keep yourself stood up? Oh, these are questions I just have to ask myself. I just have to do it. Okay, King Ginger, what's your super chat? You've got Karn Silver Golem. Didn't know Karn was much of a blocker. Karn Silver Golem, the 5 mana 4/4. Whenever it blocks or becomes blocked, it gets -4/+4 until end of turn. Oh, there we go! So, you know, you block, you get stronger. You get a little bit of confidence underneath you. And you can also pay 1 target non-creature artifact becomes an artifact. Creature with power and toughness, each equal to its converted mana cost until end of turn. Karn Silver Golem, staring at Soul Ring. You are a soldier. You can be a soldier, my good sir or ma'am. Okay, next up we've got Avatar of Woe with the Trap Root. Cammy. Okay, we have a green 0-star spirit with Defender. It's Cammy's toughness is equal to the number of forests in play. Could be a lot, could be very little. It may block as though it had flying. Doesn't that mean it has reach? Oh yeah, it's been errated. There's an errata for this thing. Defender and reach, and it's as big as the number of forests you have. Excellent suggestion. Next super chat from Dr. Nemo. Where'd you get your doctorate from? New to chat, but love watching your channel. Thank you so much, Dr. Nemo. Hope you enjoyed the new time slot. I hope to see many more new faces around here. So we're gonna donate that super chat to Michael with Karn the Huggy Bear. Oh, you're making reference to the last Karn. Karn the Huggy Bear. Christopher B, Fog Bank. Oh, a classic. 2 mana, 0/2. Defender flying. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to and dealt by the fog bank. Is it literally just mist? That doesn't make any sense to me. How can the mist block? It's just fog. Literally does nothing. An arrow would pierce right through this. I would not. Okay, imagine you. Okay, you have your choice to defend yourself. You could do it bulletproof vest, shield, brick wall, or fog. What would you choose? I don't know the rest. I guess the idea is that you're concealed. No one can see you, but that's only from long range projectiles. That's not going to defend you. Or I guess this, yeah, it's not going to defend you from combat, which is exactly what this thing prevents. That makes no flavor. The flavor, 2 thumbs down, but the defending is 2 thumbs up. All right, next time. Toads is like, weird being at this time, but the Phyrexian Obliterator. Oh, that's true. There's a lot of Phyrexian cards. We want the Obliterator. The Obliterama. I want the old Obliterator, which came from the new Phyrexia. Okay, so Phyrexian Obliterator is a quadruple black for a 5/5 horror. Also with trample. But whenever a source deals damage to Phyrexian Obliterator, that source's controller sacrifices that many permanents. So, you want to come after me? Well, okay. If you deal damage to me, you're sacking that many permanents around here. Okay, next up, let's take a look at a super chat, actually. Another one from King Ginger. Thank you so much. We've got the Jareth Leonin Titan. Oh, Leon, is it Leonine? Leonine Titan. We have a white, 3 generic, 4/7 cat giant. Whenever Jareth, Leonin Titan blocks, it gets +7/+7 until end of turn. So a very big creature. And then I'll pay a white. Jareth gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. That's wild. Doesn't even need the +7/+7. I mean, I guess to kill the damn thing, because Jareth will just be protection from anything that it wants. From the color. Oh, so you can sort of protect yourself from colorless with blocking, and then getting an entire +7/+7. It's like the biggest pump up I've ever seen, just for blocking. Okay, next up, let's take the Ghost of Thomas Jenkins. Oh, you like it. All right, well, that's good. That's some good feedback. I like hearing that feedback from everybody. Mr. Very Smart with Reveal Squad. Let me guess. This is a 40k card. When I hear the word squad, I think 40k. Well, I am dead wrong. It's Reveal Squad. That actually came out from Prophecy. It is a white, 2 generic, 3/3 rebel. Whenever you're attacked, is it... Okay, I'm just calling it Reveal. Could be Oh, is it Revel? No. Reveal? Reveal? I don't know how to pronounce this. Okay, if it's untapped, you may untap all creatures you control. Holy crap! That's insane! Reveal is a French word. It makes sense. Reveal! Did I pronounce it right? Any Quebecois over there that can verify if I pronounced it worth a damn? Either way, yeah, this is great on defense. And also, it helps. It makes everything on the board good at defense. Okay, next super chat. Let's take a look from Fletcher Liss. Thank you very much. Blazing Archon. Infinite blockers. Don't ask why it's blazing. I may not legally be able to tell you, depending what state it's from. Okay, it's a white, 6 generic, 5/6 Archon with flying, and creatures can't attack you. Actually, technically, this is not good at blocking, because it can't. Creatures can't attack you. It's like, it's impossible. It's good at preventing anyone from attacking in the first place, is what it does. So it's good on defense, but it's literally, it's not very good at blocking. So we're gonna donate the super chat to Chris Kiger, Guardian of the Gateless. Is the ultimate blocker. You heard of the 100-handed one. Blocking 100 creatures. Well, now we're gonna take a step above with Guardian of the Gateless. It is a white 4 generic 3/3 angel with flying, and it can block any number of creatures. 100 hands? Pfft, that's nothing. I mean, I guess this Guardian of the Gateless must be like Neo or something. Whenever Guardian of the Gateless blocks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature blocking it. Good stuff. Marcio with the Brash Taunter. The bigger the hit, the better it is to block. I guess because it is, what, indestructible? So 5 mana 1/1, and whenever it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target opponent. So don't be hitting yourself, opponent. What are you hitting yourself for? And also for 3 mana, you can tap it, and it will fight another target creature. It's looking for a fight around here. Very sus. Brush Taunter over here. Okay, Tetra Tim Bowman, thank you very much for your super chat. Phyrexian Vindicator. Bonus if you Gideon's Sacrifice to redirect your opponent's lethal right back at him. No you. I don't understand the Gideon part. I don't know the synergy. Quadruple white for a 5/5 Phyrexian Horror with flying. If damage would be dealt to the Vindicator, prevent that damage. Now, when damage is prevented this way, Phyrexian Vindicator deals that much damage to any target. Right back at you. Came after me? No, you came after yourself the entire time. Okay, next up, let's take a look at... Doesn't have one. I don't think... You could make so many pizzas with 100 hands. Probably the 100-handed one. Probably very good for the economy. Keep them monstrous. Do a lot with 100 hands around here. Okay, Chows with Essence of Antiquity. Okay, we have a white 3 generic 110. It's a golem. It's got disguise. Put a disguise on you. Oh, this, no, I think this Among Us sound effect I have, that should be the disguise sound effect. Cast this card face down for 3 as a 2/2 creature with ward 2. Turn it up face time for its disguise cost. Now, when Essence of Antiquity is turned face up, creatures you control gain hexproof until end of turn. Untap them. That's great. It is, so, I mean, in a surprise fashion, we untap all our creatures, and it's actually really good at blocking itself. Basically, can block every creature in the game. Almost every creature. 99% of creatures, Essence Antiquity can deal with it. No problem. Bulky with Serene Master. You can do Guard Gomazoa. I think we did Guard Gomazoa. Or did we do Guard Gomazoa? I'll look at Guard Gomazoa. Okay, Serene Master. We have a white 1 generic 0/2 human bunk. And whenever it blocks, exchange its power and the power of target creature it's blocking until end of combat. That is great! I love it! So, I mean, like, it's not, like, super strong. It doesn't have Death Touch. What it does have is it's going to match your power with its toughness. Or it's going to do a switcheroo. Exchange its power, so like, target creature's blocking until end of turn. So your creature gets 0 power. I have, like, a ton of toughness. Or no, you have 2 power. Hold on. Exchange its power, which is 0, and the power of target creature it's blocking until end of... Oh, I get it. So I still have 2 toughness. But I'm going to have 5 power, you're going to have 0 power. So actually, I'm going to win big time. I might win big time in combat. What it does have is a certain set of skills. The Serene Master. I will hunt you down. I will find you. Alpha Nerd with Seraph of the Sword. Seraph of the Sword, a 4 mana 3/3 angel. Flying, prevent all combat damage to be dealt to Seraph of the Sword. Is clean. Infinite blocker, also good for those angel decks. I would play that. If I had an angel deck, I'd 100% play this thing. Okay, what are we looking at? We were going to look at Guard Gomazoa. Who had that? I don't remember who suggested the Guard Gomazoa. Okay, hold on, let's look. I can't remember if Goma... There's a lot of Gomazoas in this game. Oh no, I did start the show with that guard. Okay. Backspace, 7 foot with the Nyx Felice Ram. It's not bad. It's not, you know, it's okay. I'm not gonna hate on you for this one. It's a 0/5. It blocks most things. It gains some life every turn. Sure. Welcome, Rookie Hyena, Stuffy Doll for sure. Stuffy Doll getting stuffed around, stuffed with pins, that is. 5 mana, 0/1 construct that is indestructible. Now, when it enters the battlefield, you choose a player. And whenever Stuffy Doll is dealt damage from anything, it deals that much damage to the chosen player. Tap Stuffy Doll deals 1 damage to itself. Wonder, Stuffy Doll versus Tavern Brawler, who would win a fight? Take your bets. Alpha Nerd, another super chat. Thank you so much. Tesa Envoy of Ghost. Oh, Ghosts. The 7 mana 4/4 human advisor has vigilance and protection from creatures. That's amazing. And whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, so if you got through the Tesa, well, it's not over because we're blowing up that creature. Oh, you thought you got through me? Well, take I don't know. Feel the wrath of, I don't know, how did Tesa kill it? Some long-range projectile? Create a 1/1 black and white spirit creature token with flying. So shot you down and also enslaved your spirit, it seems. Next up. Let's take one from Chalupa Cabra with the Bell Tower Sphinx. Bell Tower Sphinx, a 5 mana 2/5 Sphinx that has flying, and whenever a source deals damage to Bell Tower Sphinx, that source's controller mills that many cards. I like it. So, hold on, how does this work? Whenever a source deals damage to Bell Tower Sphinx, that source's controller mills. But it doesn't really block? It doesn't say instead. To mill a card, a player puts the top. Or do we mill the card? I don't think so. It's this. That source's controller mills that many cards, but it's gonna die all the same. 5 mana for a 5 test and toughness creature? I don't like it. I don't like it very much. I've liked better cards in my opinion. Next super chat come from Alpha Nerd, the Barbed Servitor. Is this a barbed server? I imagine barbed something. Oh, sorry, I'm spelling it wrong. I called it burbed. The barbed server. It is literally a barbed server. I thought this was like a joke, but this is actually reality. Okay, it's 4 mana for a 1/1 indestructible construct. When it enters the battlefield, suspect it. It has menace and can't block. Whenever Barb Server deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Oh, you're gonna lose a life? You're gonna be taken down a peg. And whenever Barb Server is dealt damage, target opponent loses that much life. And whenever Barb is dealt damage, so you attack me, I attack you back. Because it's barbed. I don't know why the creature going in to attack for the master. The master wizard or whatever. Who are we? We're planeswalkers. That's what we are, planeswalkers. I don't know why they get taken the damage. They're sending all the creatures to their death anyway. Okay, we got Somber Knight with Teo. Geometric Tactician. This can't block. Can this block at all? Okay, it's a 3 mana, 3 loyalty. Enter the battlefield, create a 0/4 white wall creature token with defender and flying. Okay! Okay! You made a point. It's not that bad. +1, you and target opponent each draw a card. -2, left or right. You gotta choose one or the other. It's gonna be your left or it's gonna be your right. Until your next turn, each player may attack only the nearest opponents in the last chosen direction. Planeswalkers controlled by that opponent. It's a bit of a weird card. I guess I'll allow it. TKO! Thank you very much for your super chat. Permeating Mass. Oh god, this card. It just grows. What doesn't die grows. What was it? What grows dies, and what doesn't die grows the Permeating Mass. It's a green 1/3 spirit. Whenever Permeating Mass deals combat damage to a creature, that creature becomes a copy of Permeating Mass. And then the future things you have to block are going to be Permeating Mass. Is it really good at block? Whenever it deals combat damage to a creature, that creature becomes a copy. And I guess, yeah, it becomes a permeating mass. And then if it tries to block, you get another permeating mass. I guess it's okay. It's a bit of a weird card, to be honest. For Ginka, the Death Mist Raptor. Death Mist Raptor, a 3-mana 3/3 dinosaur. It's got Death Touch, though, so you beware. Whenever a permanent you control is turned face up, you may return Death Mist Raptor from your graveyard to the battlefield face up or face down, so it can come out of nowhere. It also has Megamorph for 5 mana. Next super chat coming straight from Almond. The Tree of Perdition or Merit Lage. We'll do Tree of... How about this? We'll do Tree of Perdition. It's something to do with swapping your life, right? We have a 4-mana 0/13 with Defender. But get this, you can tap and exchange target opponent's life total with Tree of Perdition's toughness. Holy crap! This thing's ridiculous. Is that like the most damage you can do to somebody? Like with one card? If your opponent's at like 40 life, they lose, what is this, 27 in one shot? That's wild.
No! God, please, no!
How do people feel when they see a Tree of Perdition on the battlefield and then has like 40 toughness? Good luck getting through that. Lick the button, almost 100 people, very few likes. Yeah, smash that like button if you like the show. Okay, Michael Ing, the Sorceress Queen. Sorceress Queen. My queen! With this a 3-mana 1/1, tap target creature other than Sorceress Queen is a 0/2 until end of turn. Oh, so you can turn the attacker into a 0/2 and then block, and then laugh at it. You used to be a big creature, but now you're just a 0/2. But it has all its abilities. The creature keeps all their abilities. It will be good. It will be a good blocker after we pull off this activated ability. Next super chat come from Dr. Nemo. The Cherix. The Raging Isle. What does that mean, the Raging Isle? Like, it's an isle? Is it an isle or is it a crab? I can't tell if it's like some sort of body of water or it's some sort of sea creature. Now, it's a Leviathan crab for 4 mana. It's a 0/17. I mean, that's crazy for 4 mana. Spells your opponent's spells your opponent's cast that target Cherix costs 2 more to cast. Was this worded before ward or something? Oh, it's only spells, not abilities. Gotcha. Okay, pay 3. Cherix gets plus X, minus X until end of turn, where X is the number of islands you control. So maybe one day it gets to... Does it ever get to... Oh, no, it can attack immediately. It can attack for 0. Uber Tuna, Wall of the Nile. Is low-key playable in Modern, I think. Well, you can try to make it work. Many have tried, many have failed. Will you succeed where everyone else failed? Okay, 3 mana for a 0/8 wall, flying in Defender. But it has Shrouds. You absolutely cannot touch this. Beautiful card. Anything that tries to damage it just gets bounced right off. Excellent suggestion. We heard the music, and that means it's time to thank our sponsor today, FusionGamingOnline.com. My favorite place to buy my Magic the Gathering cards. Deal of the week this week. Save 15% off all the list singles. So if it's been reprinted with that little Planeswalker symbol on the bottom left corner, you better believe that you're getting a deal of I don't know about a lifetime. You're getting a deal of the week with 15% off all of those Magic the Gathering cards. Don't forget that you can pre-order, or actually you can order, these cards are out now. Outlaws of Thunder Junction at FusionGamingOnline.com. Don't forget to upgrade those Commander decks, and you can get 5% off everything that you see here using coupon code Nikachu at checkout. Not only support yourself, but also support the channel. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. And a huge breakout announcement, CEDH now has leagues on Magic Online. That means the Commander community that is driven by power and you love to compete, well, now is your time. Embrace Magic the Gathering Online when you're renting with Mana Traders, and you can rent every single deck possible to your heart's content, every commander variation, using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_FL0 when you're renting with manatraders.com. And now we go back to our wildly great Magic cards, good at blocking. They're great. Great at blocking around here. Okay, who hasn't got a card yet? For Cade, Crushing Drawbridge. Crushing Drawbridge is a 2-mana 0/4 wall with Defender. Tap creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. Is it good? You know what? I'm not feeling it for this card. It's a 2-mana 0/4. It's not exactly above rate. Creatures you control gain haste. That does not help you at blocking. It helps you attack. I'll give it that. Okay, let's give it to next. Jess asks, have we done the Wall of Essence? The Essence of Wall, you say? It's a 2-mana 0/4 with Defender. Now, whenever it's dealt combat damage, you gain that much life. Now, I could sort of get behind this. It's still slightly pathetic, but it's better than the last one. You just lost to this in CEDH? That's wild. Or hold on, which card? This one? With this one or this one? Probably you would lose to this. I cannot see anyone losing to this one. Okay, next super chat. Straight from the soul of Alpha Nerd, we got Sphinx of Steel Wind. Okay, it's an 8-mana 6/6. No, I don't know how many people actually cast this card. Flying, First Strike, Vigilance, Lifelink, and protection from red and from green. So, I mean, if you're a red or green creature, don't come at me. I will block. Oh, by the way, you better have more toughness than I have power, because I also have the first strike. And very likely the last strike. Ecos, welcome to the show. Trapjaw. Tyrant, Dino, Go Champa. What does that mean? Okay, it's a 5-mana dinosaur that's eating somebody at the moment. It's a 5/5 with Enrage. So don't get it angry. Don't get it on its... You know, I'm sure the Trapjaw is great hanging out with. Probably a really good roommate, but just don't get on its bad side. Whenever Trapjaw Tyrant is dealt damage, exile target creature an opponent controls until Trapjaw leaves the battlefield. Does this imply that it's swallowing the thing whole? Like it's swallowing people whole but not chewing it? And then, like, when you blow up the Trapjaw, all of a sudden the people come out of it. All the creatures that it ate. Just like out of a cartoon movie or something. Well, look, you're all alive after all. All we have to do is blow up the monster. Okay, well, next up, Super Chatterino from Ecos. Vigor. Blocking makes everything more chunky. Damn it, there's so many cards called Vigor. Oh, this one, the Vigor, okay. It is a green, 3 generic, 6/6 elemental incarnation. Is that the nose and its mouth? I don't know where its face starts and ends. Okay, Trample. If damage would be dealt to another creature you control, prevent the damage. Put a +1/+1 counter on that creature for each 1 damage prevented this way. When Vigor is put into a graveyard from anywhere, shuffle into its owner's library. Okay, so how is this good on blocking? Besides the fact that it's 6/6. If a damage would be dealt to another creature you control, prevent that damage. Put a +1/+1. Oh, it's another creature. Okay, this is fine. You know what? Makes your other creatures amazing. I can get behind that. Okay, PM has a little bit of insight on Trapjaw. I've been living with Trapjaw a few months now. Can't complain. He's a very chill roommate. Even does the dishes and cleans the bathroom every now and then. Probably eats all the garbage too, which is beneficial for everyone. Okay, Royal Assassin, not actually technically good at blocking. Somber Knight. 7 foot. Oh, we did 100-handed one already. Madra, Well Hope. Well Hope is a 1-mana 0/3, and when it is dealt damage, you gain that much life. It's okay. Honestly, I'm not impressed. Steve Cooper with the Pride of the Hulklade. The Hull, huh? We have got 11 mana, 2/15. Crocodile Elk Turtle. That's 3 creature types I didn't know I needed together. Just turns it into like a mini Triceratops? Yes? No? Maybe not. Okay, the spell, however, does cost X less to cast, where X is the total toughness of creatures you control. Now, Defender. Blue, 2 generic. Until end of turn, target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player. Draw cards equal to its toughness and can attack as though it didn't have Defender. Now, I will give it this. It has a big butt. I mean, that butt is enormous. 15 toughness, that can almost absorb an Emrakul attack. Which it can block, by the way. It's built to block Emrakul. Who would win in a battle? Emrakul or a giant or a small crocodile elk turtle? Place your bets. Of course, we're all going to bet with Emrakul. The Annihilator will eventually finish him out. Okay, next up, let's take a look at... We do have a super chat here from Alpha Nerd. Spiteful Sliver, come at me, bro. Very spiteful. It's a 3-mana 2/2 Sliver, and creatures you control have whenever this creature is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target player or planeswalker. Another one of those redirecty creatures. You damage me? No, I actually damage you. Stop hitting yourself. It's the equivalent of you punch me and I just punch you back. Does it actually prevent anything? Whenever this creature is dealt damage, it deals that... whenever this creature is dealt damage, yeah, it deals that much damage to target player or planeswalker. It's like attacking while blocking. Counterattack defense. Okay, next up. A lot of you are suggesting things that we've already looked at before. Although I didn't see this one. Elish Norn from Toads. Elish... Hold on. Let me just look up Norn. Elish Norn, the Grand Cenobite. Wipe me out so many times. 7 mana for his 4/7 with Vigilance. Other creatures you control, so the ones that you have, they get +2/+2. The opponent's creatures, they get -2/-2. RIP to all my creatures for the last 10 years of me playing this game. Elish Norn wiped them off the face of the earth. Basically a one-sided board wipe when Elish Norn hits the battlefield. I'm glad this card's less popular today than it ever has been before, because oh my god, that was such an ordeal. Teamer, I always wondered if Ornithopter counts for this. Ornithopter, you say? You know what? If you ask my brother, he'd say yes. If you ask me, I say no. He's like... My brother's logic is, it's free. It costs nothing. You can just block something, and it basically saved you that much life. But I say this was not a useful card to have in my hand in the first place. It will block, and then it will simply die. And it's not coming back after that. Okay, what do we got here? Arcanist, there's like 3 different versions of Elish Norn. No, there's one that matters the most. That is that one. The Elish Norn. Well, I don't know if... Not sure if any others were intended. Okay, next up. Ooh, PM says, hear me out. True name Nemesis. You know what? I have heard you out, and I agree completely, 100%. This is a banger defender. It's a 3-mana 3/1, and it enters the battlefield. I get to choose a player. I choose you! And as protection from the chosen player. That means... You know what that means? Let me tell you what that means. You probably don't even know. Some people don't even know what that means. It means this creature can't be blocked, targeted, dealt damage, or enchanted by anything controlled by that player. Does not protect you from sweepers like Supreme Verdict, global -1/-1 effects, and so on. And protection effects, or skull crack. There's millions of ways to beat a true name Nemesis out there, alright? Don't ban my true name Nemesis. Tasuto, did we already do Engulfing Slagworm? We have not. Engulfing... The Engulfing Slagworm is a 7/7 monstrosity. It also is a 7/7 creature. And whenever its blocks or become blocked by a creature, destroy that creature! That's right, teach it a lesson. That'll show you to attack into me. Fool. You gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Well, that's a bonus. Basically feasted off of its blood. It only makes sense. You block, it died. I eat it! Come on, I'm not a raven, or what was it? Are there ravens? Yeah, I think we're crows. The scavengers. Those scavenger birds. No, it's not. Vultures! That's what it is. The vultures. They're the scavengers. They'll eat anything. Especially anything left around by an engulfing slagworm. Next super chat coming from John, Guardian of the Gateless. Thank you very much, John, for the super chat. However, you got... I don't know if I'm going to call it sniped. Pretty sure we did Guardian of the Gateless. Yeah, we did this one. Sorry about that, John. We will donate your super chat, though. Someone loves donations. Muddleweight. Back in ancient times, cockatrice. Is this what cockatrice is named after? There's like this online... I don't even want to call it a client. But cockatrice, where you can play Magic, let's just say in a really loose digital form. I guess it's named after this card. 5 mana for a 2/4 flyer. Whenever it blocks or becomes blocked by a non-wall creature, destroy that creature at end of combat. So it'll teach that creature a lesson. It basically has Death Touch, right? Basically has Death Touch. Okay, we got Beard Ecupe. Has anyone said Chomano? No one said Chomano yet. Which one? I think it's the Revolutionary, the 4 mana 2/2. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to Chomano. Chomano has plot protection? No, that's not the word. Plot armor. Very plot armorish, Chomano. You can throw a million punches at Chomano, nothing happens, because this is the hero of our story. Okay, next up, let's take a look at the super chat coming from King Ginger. The Ether Plasm. It's pretty insane. Well, the picture is, that's for sure. 4 mana 1/1 illusion. Whenever the Ether Plasm blocks a creature, you may return Ether Plasm to its owner's hand. If you do, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield, blocking that creature. Oh my goodness! What a... Didn't see that coming. Or I guess they should have saw something coming. Then you attacked into it. If you attack into the Ether Plasm, watch out. Maybe you never know who's really good friends with the Ether Plasm. Could be Emrakul. Could be Ulamog. You never know. Well, actually, it can't be Emrakul because she's banned around these parts. At least commander parts. Chaos Fellow with the Cathedral Membrane. Didn't know there was a membrane to cathedrals. Cathedral Membrane. We got a Phyrexian and 1 generic for 0/3 defending wall. And whenever it's put into a graveyard from the battlefield during combat, it deals 6 damage to each creature it blocked this combat. But you can only block 1 creature. That's so weird. It doesn't say you can block more than 1. It deals 6 damage to each creature it blocked this combat. Is it trying to entice you to, like, get another creature? Like, try to give it the ability to block unlimited creatures? It's just taunting you to do this. Then it'll deal 6 damage to everything. Basically, if it blocks, we're definitely going down together. We die together, Mr. Bond. We die together. And then the Mr. Bond says, did a wall just talk to me? Did I just hear something from a wall? Okay, next up, we're going to take a look at the super chat from Cunning Linguist. Thank you so much. Sorry I'm late. You're never late, Cunning Linguist. You're right on time. The Wretched Abomination and donates to chat. Okay, the Wretched Abomination. This is a 5 mana, 3 generic, 2/5 for a demon. At end of combat, gain control of all creatures blocking the Wretched as long as you control the Wretched. At end of combat, gain control of all creatures blocking the Wretched. Oh, so I attack if you block, they're mine. As long as you control... Oh, but I have to survive. That's weird. That's a weird ability. I guess you can lure people? Is that how this card works? Sounds like it's some way of working this thing. Okay, 4 donations from Cunning Linguist. I'm assuming. Okay, we're going to give Bryce 1 Progenitus. Oh, what do you know? Protection from everything is pretty good on defense. Progenitus would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, reveal Progenitus, and shuffle it into its owner's library instead. Surefire Selves, the Watcher in the Water. That's creepy as hell. Imagine going up to the pond and someone is staring back at you. Yeah, that's not creepy whatsoever. We have a 5-mana. Imagine what's looking at you as this thing. You won't be keeping eye contact for long. It's a 5-mana 9/9 Kraken. When the Watcher in the Water enters the battlefield, it enters the battlefield tapped with 9 stun counters on it. Well, it sounds terrible for blocking. Whenever you draw a card during an opponent's turn, create a 1/1 blue tentacle creature token. That's not bad. Whenever a tentacle you control dies, untap up to 1 target Kraken, which includes this, and put a stun counter on up to 1 target non-land permanent. What a weird card. It's like okay at blocking. It's okay. I guess it's good. Looks like it's going to keep itself down more than anything else. Okay, Chupacabra with Tolarian Entrancer. Tolarian, trying to redeem yourself here, Chupacabra. 2-mana 1/1 Wizard. When the Entrancer is blocked by any creature, gain control of that creature and into combat. Hold on, this doesn't work, right? It's like if it's the one attacking, we need cards that are good on defense. You got the opposite idea. Actually, now that I think of it, the Wretched at the end of combat, gain control of all creatures blocking the Wretched. That also is not that good. That doesn't make any sense. That was the super chatted card too. Because that is like good at attacking but not blocking. Is Tentacle as a creature type? Can be if we want it to be. The Argent Etchings. The Argent. Oh, there's another one. Okay, it's a different Elish Norn. I'm gonna look at the front side. 4 mana for 3/5, Phyrexian Praetor, Vigilance. Whenever a source an opponent controls deals damage to you or a permanent you control, that source's control loses 2 life until they pay 1. 3 mana! Sacrifice 3 other creatures. Exile Elish Norn and return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Activate only as a sorcery. So whenever a source an opponent controls deals damage to you or a permanent, are we gonna prevent some of that damage? We're gonna save our life around here. I protect you by 2, says Elish Norn. I shall be your guide in the darkness. That is this multiverse. Next up, the amazing of all crack monkeys with a Lair Witch Giant. Lair Witch Giant is a 6 mana 5/3 that can block 1 additional creature. That's fantastic. And whenever it blocks 2 or more creatures, it gains first strike until end of turn. Hits first. Okay, and since that first one got disqualified, we'll give the last super chat to Somber Knight with Hornet Nest. Oh, this thing's amazing. Yeah, the 3 mana 0/2 insect. You're gonna be the bees. Defender. When Hornet Nest is dealt damage, create that many 1/1 green insect creature tokens with flying and death touch. I dare you to swat at the bee's nest. Oh, I guess it's not bees, it's hornets. It literally said that there. I'm such an idiot. It's like, oh, what kind of nest is it? It could be a bee nest, except it's literally labeled hornet. I wonder what kind of nest it could be. Well, that sucks. There's no honey in there. None of that delicious honey in the multiverse. Okay, we're gonna have a new rule that by the fourth of the show, we're just gonna pile through super chats. But don't worry, you keep making your suggestions because you never know when someone screws up. Okay, we have Elfiner with Apex Altasaur. Apex Altasaur. Is this good on blocking? It's a 10/10 for 9 mana. Enters the battlefield. It fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. It's got Enrage. When it's dealt damage, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. What does this have to do with blocking? I mean, it's a 10/10. It's not that bad. I wish it had a little bit more something to do with blocking. Disqualifying this. All right, you see? It's as easy as that. I like to disqualify cards, and I give it to somebody else. Like Alphamus Prime does Glissa the Traitor. As a blocker with first strike and death touch count? Yeah! I think it's good. I don't know with the rest of you. I don't like to attack into people who have death touch creatures, especially when they have first strike. They're gonna first strike, and then my thing's dead. Okay, first strike, death touch, 3/3, but it's got more. Whenever a creature an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hands. You get a little bit of value out of there. Don't know what kind, I don't know what you're gonna do with it, but you're gonna do something. Okay, Kagan with Shalob. So, whenever I hear Shalob, I think Slob. Child of Ungoliant. Makes your spooters good blockers. Oh, by spooter you mean spiders? It is a 6-mana 8/8 spider demon. Oh, you're a demon, are you? Death touch and ward. Ward 2. Other spiders you control have death touch and ward 2. Okay, okay, in danger. Whenever another creature dealt damage this turn by a spider you control dies, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a food artifact. With pay 2, tap, sacrifice this artifact, you gain 3 life, and it loses all other card types. Tetra Tim Bowman with Academy Rector. Great for blocking. Basically, you want to attack into me? Okay, great for blocking if you don't have a sack outlet. Search big enchantment to win, like One with the Multiverse or Overwhelming Splendor. No, I hear ya. So this is a 4-mana 1/2 that if you want to risk destroying the game, then go for it. Attack into the Academy Rector, because when it's put into a graveyard from play, you may remove Academy Rector from the game, and if you do, search your library for an enchantment card and put it directly onto the battlefield. And you're not going to be happy about whatever the hell it is that they get. I guess Overwhelming Splendor is a possibility. Next up, we got Kagan's Blinking Spirit. The activated ability saves it from death. So it does. It's a 4-mana 2/2. Pay 0. Return Blinking Spirit to its owner's hand. That's tedious. Block. Pay 0. Bounce. Play it again. Block. Bring it again. It does work, though. No lies. Darkstar Ashura. More of a combo. Yet the creature fits the stream, but please look at both. It's funny. Guard Gomazoa and the Entangler. Okay, we've already looked at Guard Gomazoa. Prevent all damage. But we'll look at the Entangler in combination. So wait, you're saying Guard Gomazoa and this thing. 4 mana, enchant creature. Enchant creature may block any number of creatures. So the Guard Gomazoa, which prevents all damage, I think I've played against this combo before. This is like a bad combo that is makes attacking that player pointless, because you know the damage isn't going to get through. Next up, we're going to take a look at Eco's Shield Sphere. It's better Thopter minus flying. 0 mana 0/6 with Defender, and whenever it blocks, put a -0/-1 counter on it. Don't show this to my brother, he'll love it. He'll be like, whoa, this is better than Ornithopter. Minkoa with Morphling. Interesting choice. I see what you're getting at here, though. It's a 5-mana 3/3. You can pay a blue to untap it, so you can attack and then boom. All of a sudden, I'm back on defense. Pay a blue to give it flying. You can give it Shroud for a blue, but the kicker is that you can pay 1 mana to give it +1/-1, or 1 mana to give it -1/+1. So if you have theoretically infinite mana, you can infinitely give it infinite toughness to block basically anything and everything. Okay, next up, Alpha Nerd's Wrathful Red Dragon. I don't use this sound effect often enough. It's not a super chat sound effect, but I will in this case. It's a 5-mana 5/5 dragon flying. Whenever a dragon you control is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target that isn't a dragon. Oh, including somebody's face. Felipe with the Guardian of the Guild Pact, you say. It's a huge Unpopper. The Guild Pact. This is a 4-mana 2/3 spirit. Protection from monocolor. You're right, there's a lot of decks in Pauper. Like, splashing even one color, it's pretty clunky. Not impossible, if you're not thrilled about doing it. So there's a lot of monocolor cards out there. Protection from monocolor will definitely work. What if some plays from Form of the Dragon? I don't know. Talk about that other card. Okay, King Ginger. Coma. Oh, that, you know what? This is not a bad idea. Coma. Coma, Comos, Serpent. The deal is, maybe Coma is not very good at blocking, but everything that it creates is. So it can't be countered for 7 mana. At the beginning of each upkeep, you get a 3/3 blue serpent creature token named Coma's Coil. And you can sack another serpent. Tap target permanent. Its activated abilities can't be activated. Or Coma Serpent gains indestructible until end of turn. Oh yeah, so this actually this card is good at blocking too. You can block with the 3/3s. Coma makes a lot of babies. A lot of babies come out of Coma. It's just a baby maker. You're a baby maker, Coma. You're helping keep the population in check in this world. Dropping population in the developed countries. All right, Muddle Weight, another oldie, the Will o' the Wisp. Will o' the Wisp. Will o' the Wisp, a black 0/1, flying. It does regenerate. All right, so if it dies, it comes back. This creature has as many extra lives as you can possibly get out of it. Basically, infinite life cheat code. Kagan, wouldn't anything with banding be good for block? You're right, actually. But you didn't mention anything. Unless is there a card called banding? Banding Sliver. All right, we're gonna donate. We'll donate that to Dennis with a Zephyr Spirit. Okay, it's a 6 mana 0/6, and when it blocks, return it to its owner's hand. This is actually quite terrible. This is a terrible card by all means. By any other metric, this card is garbage. But for the purposes of blocking every single turn, it's not bad. If you could get into play for 6 mana, you can get in play again afterwards. I guess it has to be... it has to live through combat, though. Whenever it blocks... No, it doesn't. So you can block a Death Touch first striker. It doesn't matter. Boing! Goes straight back to the hand. Right back where it came from. But it will be back. Zephyr Spirit leaves saying, I'll be back. Okay, Uber Tuna. What do you got for us? Phyrexian Crusader. My boy from back when. Oh, the Infector, right? Phyrexian Crusader. First strike, protection from red and from white. But it also has Infect. This is actually true. If you have... So the thing is, because it has first strike, it'll deal its damage first. Like, it will shrink your creature. Whoops, no, it'll shrink your creature. So it'll go from, like, if you attack with a 4/4, for example, your creature will go from 4/4 to a 2/2. Creature deals combat damage. Does it kill it? I can't remember. I can't remember if it kills it. Deals damage to all creatures in the form of -1/-1. Oh no, it just gets the -1/-1, and then they trade or whatever, if they can trade. So you have to be a big chunky creature, like a 3/3 can't get through this. First strike happens first, you get the -2/-2. Then regular damage happens, and Phyrexian Crusader is alive. Okay, next super chat coming from Kagan. We've got Karn the Betrayer. I didn't know Karn was a betrayer. Oh, this is a different Karn. I keep getting these mixed up. I always think you're making a typo when writing Karn, but no, you knew exactly what you were doing here. It is a 5/1 for 4 mana, and whenever it attacks, so Karn the Betrayer attacks or blocks each combat if able. Sigil of Corruption. So it attacks or blocks each combat if able. So I have to attack. Whenever you lose control of Karn the Betrayer, draw 2 cards. I like that. But the Betrayer, if damage would be dealt to Karn the Betrayer, prevent that damage, an opponent of your choice gains control of it. That's cool. It's a weird card. It's very weird. You prevent all the damage to Karn. It's good for blocking for your opponents, I guess. This is such a weird card. Sarah's Emissary. True. That is true. Emissary. There's Emissary. For 7 mana, we got a 7/7. It's a Flying Angel. And you just get to choose a card type. You can choose creatures. You and creatures that you control have protection from the chosen type. And the rest of your creatures have protection from the chosen type. Doing it for everyone. Okay, Darkstar Ashura is donating to Arcanus Ultra. All right, Arcanus. What do you got here? I'm gonna Darkstar's donation. Body of knowledge. Thank you for repeating the thing. The body of knowledge. Crack out your books. Get to the library. Because we have a 5-mana Star Avatar, and its power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards in your hand. You have no maximum hand size, and whenever Body of Knowledge is dealt damage, you get to draw that many cards. I guess, yeah, so the idea is, hold on, it's Body and Toughness, and whenever Body of Knowledge is dealt damage. So the idea is you want to be on blocking duty so that you can draw more cards? As far as equal to, yeah, no, when knowledge is power. It is literally knowledge. Knowledge is literally power in this case. That was no mistake around here. We did Fogbank Travar. The Diddler with Ether Membrane. Thank you very much for your super chats. Running out of super chat sound effects here. I'm gonna come up with new super chat sound effects. You guys super chat more than I have sound effects. This is a 3-mana 0/5 wall with Defender and Reach. So it's got Reach around. And whenever it blocks a creature, return that creature to its owner's hand at end of combat. That's insane! So you come attack me, I bounce you back to your hand for once. Hold on, what is the sound effect? Okay, I didn't know what it was. I have pictures for some of my sound effects. I don't have pictures for other ones. Kagan, with the Acasian Skirmishers, since you wanted one. Did I? Did I ask for one? Oh, you wanted the banding thing. Okay, we have a 4-mana 1/1 with bands. First strike. All creatures that band with skirmishers to attack gain first strike until end of turn. This is like a bad band card. All creatures banded with it gain first strike. So hold on. First strike banding. Any creatures with banding and up to one without can attack in a band. Bands are blocked as a group. Yeah, banding as blocking. I wouldn't say it's broken, but it's pretty good. Okay, next up. King Ginger's archetype of finality. Okay, archetype of finality is a 6-mana 2/3 Gorgon. Creatures you control have Death Touch. And whenever your creatures your opponents control lose Death Touch, and they can't have or gain Death Touch, there can be only one Death Toucher group around here. And I'm the master of the Death Toucher. Welcome, Henlo. My favorite walls, I actually use them in a lot of decks. You get a lot for the mana cost. Great in late game decks to add for the low end of the mana curve. So you like walls. That's good for you. Oh, you were talking about these. Wall of Earth! Okay, we'll look at one of them. Welcome to the show, Henlo. Henlo, with the Wall of Earth. It's a 2-mana 0/6. Do we have a... Okay, we'll give you another one! Wow, a wall of stone! It's got more flavor text than anything else. There's gotta be something in here. Steel wall? It's gotta be something. Give me something here. Oh, they're just defenders. Oh, how about overgrown battlement? Overgrown battlement. I'm gonna get one for... Oh, there we go. This one adds mana. This actually is a banger card. Many decks play Overgrown Battlement. It's a good one. Bearded Coop. Wall of Fog or Wall of Denial are good walls. Wall of Fog. This is another one of these fog walls. Fog Bank. I don't think there is such thing called Wall of Fog. There is something called Wall of Fire. Sort of. In some weird way. Oh, look, did anyone not get a card? Okay, I think after when all the super chats are said and done, I'm gonna look for someone who didn't get a card yet today. Don't know if Black Lance Geo got one. Stuffy Doll. If you did, well, congratulations. Oh, we did Stuffy Doll, though. Drat. Who hasn't got a card yet? Don't know if Evan got one. Typhoid Rats. We got a black 1/1 Death Touch. Sure, good enough. Prime Jaders definitely didn't get one. Labyrinth Raptor. There's a lot of labyrinths. Didn't know there were so many labyrinth cards. Doesn't even sound like a real word to me. 2 mana 2/2 with Menace, which means it's better on attack than defense. But whenever a creature you control with Menace becomes blocked, defending player sacrifices a creature blocking it, and creatures you control with Menace get +1/+0 until end of turn. This has nothing to do with blocking. So it's terrible. This is great on attack, not defense. Eric Nunes, I didn't get a card, but I didn't suggest any. Well, it helps. You gotta suggest one. You gotta be in there to win the. You gotta take a swing at it. Joel wants to get Wall of Nets. Wall of Nets, a 3 mana 0/7 that cannot attack because it has Defender. At the end of combat, remove from the game all creatures blocked by Wall of Nets. That's wild. If Wall of Nets leaves play, return to play under their control, under their owner's control. All creatures removed from the game with Wall of Nets. It's like Oblivion Ring the Wall, and it costs the same amount of mana. Imagine if your Oblivion Ring could block. That's what the Wall of Nets is. Is it like the third person that's like, does Ornithopter count? No. No, it does not. We did 100, 101. It was a great one. It was perfect for the show. Wall of Omens. Honestly, better on value than defense. Drawing a card there. Super popular, though, because it is a decent defender for 2 mana while still getting you value. Okay, well, apparently Avatar Woe is a very good one. Where's Avatar Woe? When we have other people crediting other people, I have to take a look. Archangel of Thune. 5 mana for a 3/4 flying lifelink, but whenever you gain life, you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. I guess under some circumstances, sure. What else? It's a Scoot Swarm? Scoot Swarm. Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, I guess if you have like a lot of lands, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 green insect creature token, and if you control 6 or more lands, create a token that's a copy of Scoot Swarm instead. So, and that will make millions of these skittery little things all over the place. And that's it for the show today. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate it. I'm glad I saw some love for the new time slot. We got more people showing up than ever before. Well, I don't know about ever before, but it's above the average, and we can grow it from here. And remember, now the new time slot, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks everyone who shows up, but also people who support the channel by being a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or use Super Chat to be part of the show, or help Super Chat for other people to be part of the show. And if you get sniped or something, we donate it to someone, and someone's gonna end up being a happy person at the end of the day. And most important, we have to thank the coffee crew for being here in the morning. People like Ferginka, Eric, Toads, Uber Tuna, Crowcore Games, your friendly neighborhood idiot, Steve Cooper, Avatar of Woe, Beanpot. We got Evan, Jess, King Ginger, Cunning Linguist, Christopher B, Dr. Nemo. Because you guys are the crew, you guys are the show. Without you guys, I have nothing. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing up them coffees, and we will keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.